Hi, my name is David Poland. I'd like to welcome you to Portland Film Beat. Tonight my guests are Sam Lingle and Brandon Panther. Now Sam, both of them actually are writers, directors, and producers, and Brandon is now also an actor. Sam is from St. John's. He grew up in St. John's and he went to the Art Institute of Portland, and he directed Hard Bounty 2 in collaboration with Dirty Panther production company. So how did you get involved with Brandon and the Dirty Panther productions?
I mean, I think it was kind of a fate thing. It allowed us to be in the same place at the same time. And then the work that I had done previously in the Art Institute, I think that Brandon was able to see that and then checked it out and followed it up with like an interview kind of thing.
Right.
And then we talked about the project and the length of it and what it should entail. And I think we just kind of started vibing off each other's ideas really well. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And how many Hard Bounty or Dirty Panther films have you made? There's a lot of them if you go to YouTube, right?
Yeah, there's been so many that we've put on and taken off over the time. There's tons that haven't been released yet. I couldn't put a number on it, but there's at least a couple dozen out there.
Okay, good.
Floating around. Yeah.
Well, so when did you graduate from the Art Institute, or when did you go to school there?
I went to school there like in between like 2007, 2012.
Okay. All right, right. Did you go to film school at all?
No, I didn't. I just work with local rappers, filming a little bit of music videos here and there. I also produce for local rappers, so that's kind of how I got into it. And then I noticed some of Sam's rap videos, and that's what got me looking at him today.
Oh, so you do a lot of music videos?
I've done a few, yeah.
Okay, right. So when did you start writing? Do you write these, Brandon?
Right, I do.
Do you write at all?
I have like input.
Okay.
You know, like ideas, what can be practical, what can we
I've been kind of writing
like
screenplays and stuff my whole life, you know, and this like just kind of gave me an avenue to show it to everybody, you know.
So if I ask you how many you've written, you're going to say, I don't know.
I'm going to say, who knows? You know
Is that right? Because I was going to ask, how many films have you directed?
I think just a handful. I'd say like 5 or 6.
Okay, right. And have you've directed a bunch of the Dirty Panther films?
Right,
Hard Bounty?
yeah. I've directed about, I'd say, maybe half of them, and a few music videos in there thrown in there too that are connected.
So, Brandon, how long have you been doing this, making films and rappers and stuff like that?
It's been what I think maybe like 5, 6 years now.
You've had a really good run, yeah.
Right, and Sam, the same for you?
I've just dabbled here and there, you know, in music videos and just kind of like the music scene and stuff. I've always been a fan of music and film, obviously. So.
How do you come up with the ideas for your screenplays then?
A lot of them are drawn from personal experiences and people I know.
So you live over in Northeast Portland, right?
Right.
Is that where you grew up as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of grew up in a school of hard knocks a little bit sometimes?
Right, yeah. So a lot of it's loosely based on people I know and things I've seen or heard of, you know.
Right. Did you go to high school over there?
I went to high school, in North Portland, actually. Yeah, I went to middle school in Northeast. So yeah, I've grown up 30 years on that side of town. Right.
So Hard Bounty, the premise. We're going to watch the clip in a minute, but tell us the premise.
It's pretty much a crime drama. It's centered around a young rapper, local rapper, that kind of meets up with some hardened guys. He falls into some bad deals.
Yeah, because this is called, actually it's called, subtitle like The Search for Coon.
Right, right, and he's the local rapper. And so Brandon's character in that episode is actually searching for him to collect on some money that he owes him for a deal gone wrong.
And you're the lead character in that, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so it's hard for us to recognize. You'll see here in a moment. But he has long hair and he's kind of got a full-on bull beard, kind of scraggly looking though, not full-on I wouldn't say, but he's kind of got a Jared Leto look before Jared Leto cut his hair, and I really like that. So what kind of camera do you use? Do you always use the same camera? Do you use different cameras for these? Because the images are sharp and crisp.
Well, thank you, thank you. Just basic DSLRs.
Is that right? So do you have a sound person too, or?
When we can get it, it's kind of, you know, fly by the seat of your pants kind of production. So we like to keep it fluid and keep it real loose. And so we keep the crews kind of minimal. We sound when we can, but we just capture the sound that we can get on there. Yeah.
And so, do you run the camera then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever do the camera work too?
Rarely. I leave it up to him for the most part, but sometimes, yeah.
Brandon has a say in the framing and
right.
kind of like what we're going to execute and how it's going to look in the end. So.
All right. So do you actually come up with shot list
Yeah,
and
we'll
stuff
do,
like that?
Yeah, we're big pre-production guys.
Okay, great. No, that's a smart, because then when something goes wrong, it's easy to recover and move forward, you know, with something, with another plan.
Yeah.
Actually, right now, we're going to take a minute and we're going to watch Hard Bounty 2, Search for Coon, and we'll be right back.
Green Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Oh, Miss Lucy dead and gone, left me here to weep and moan. Sally up, green Sally down. Last done start, gotta tell the ground. Sally up, green Sally down.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'm actually wanting to see the film now. It's a
Perfect
little on the
interview.
rough side. It's a little hard, you know.
Yeah, it's gritty,
So,
yeah.
so how do you work with the actors then? Well, especially you had to work with a guy who actually helped write it. so-
Exactly. I think, like, you know, the idea of like capturing them in their prime, like what they're doing when they're doing it, trying to make it look as natural as possible. So just have them run through the lines a couple times, but also don't force lines down their throat that they're not really fit to say, or that
Right.
they're not going to say
So
convincingly.
you're actually fairly loose with the lines if it has to roll off the actor's
Yeah,
tongue.
Whatever feels natural, whatever comes off naturally.
As long as
is
the
what
idea
works.
is there. I
Right.
get it.
Yeah, we got to get that
Exactly.
idea.
Okay, so there's other actors that have been in other hard bounty
Yeah.
films, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the first one you were in.
I've been in a few.
Oh, okay. But this is the lead, the first time you were the lead in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
debut,
so
I think,
are
in
all
there.
these actors that you get, do you audition people? Or do you actually kind of, because you've been around Portland a long time, know who you want to be in them?
I pick people that fit the roles, people I know can pull it off, you know what I mean? So I go by personality for me.
Okay.
If the personality fits the character, that's who I'm going to choose. And
Yeah.
with Lil Coon, he's a local rapper, and he just kind of fell into place just perfectly. He was just ideal for the role I needed, and just kind of worked out.
Right, okay. You direct as well. When he's the cinematographer and you're the director, how do you work with him?
Oh, well, he's a natural, so
Okay, so it's pretty easy?
it's pretty easy. And
right.
you know, we worked together on other projects too before in the past, so we've got
We noticed in
understanding.
that trailer that a lot of it's outside. You do a lot of outside shooting?
Yeah,
Natural light then?
right. We like a lot of that. It fits the theme, I think.
Okay, so when you're indoors, do you have people come in and help you do lighting, or do you do it yourself?
I mean, I think even then we like to keep it as smoky and as natural lit as possible.
Right.
It just really feels, you know,
It feels right.
real.
Well, it looked great.
Thank you.
The
Yeah.
ones that were shot there on the street.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I mean, it definitely is a switch, you know, going from just the sun lighting all the stuff and having not to think about it to suddenly being in like an apartment or
Right.
you know, in a car and trying to figure out how can I see everybody and what's going on. But
do you ever have any thoughts of,
Sure.
instead of short films, waiting a while, taking your time and writing a feature based on this?
Yeah, we've thought about it. Yeah,
Right.
we've definitely mulled it over. Yeah.
Right, so why don't you take what you've had, piece it together and come up with one? Or you
That
just
takes away
want
some of the fun of it. There's a lot of fun in the like piecing it together. You know, throwing out a little episode
Yeah.
here and there, and just kind of seeing what the reaction is.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some suspense and fun in that itself.
right, because it's almost like it's a YouTube channel. I mean,
Right.
I looked
Yeah.
out there, there's a ton of them.
yeah, that's what we wanted to like take advantage of how YouTube and episodic like, you know, series are really doing it these days, and that's just giving out content as much as possible and letting the viewer like decide when and how they watch it. So
A lot of times the same characters are in each one of them.
Correct.
oh yeah, it's a series, you know.
Right.
There's a whole storyline that goes between
Okay.
the whole thing.
So how did you go from being coming up and becoming the lead character then?
I guess underlying the whole time, Brandon was was kind of controlling the things behind the scenes. You know, he's kind of been the bad guy, the main bad guy since day one.
Oh, okay.
But he's just been laying low up until recently, and now things have come to a head as the series has progressed.
Right.
That's a great way to put it.
And so, what do you think are your strengths as a filmmaker, Sam?
I think just staying loose, improvising when you need to do it, and also staying to you know, a vision, so that way you know it's going to all come together in the end.
Right. And Brandon, what do you think your strengths are as the filmmaker?
I just always draw from personal experience, and I think I have a pretty good way of conveying that.
Yeah,
to my
keeps it raw.
audience.
He keeps it real raw.
So, do you edit these things yourselves?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's Brandon, you edit as well,
And we collaborate, yeah.
together on that?
Just us in an editing room,
Right.
knocking it out.
Okay, who does the sound design?
We just do that naturally. I mean, as a team, we just throw it in, you know, our says and what works, what doesn't work.
Do you ever have a
exactly.
composer come in and help do some of the sound or music for it?
No, we haven't.
Right? Because you know these rappers,
Right.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
We do know
Yeah.
a lot of local musicians, so
so you should tap into that energy.
We should,
definitely,
yeah.
Right. What is your least favorite thing about making films?
I think it would have to be budgets and, you know, a difficult actor when it's that can take up the whole thing. I think sometimes. So
Right.
that's about it. Yeah.
And so Brandon, for you, what is the most? What is your strengths as a film? I mean, what is your strength as a filmmaker?
Oh, just being able to just kind of improvise, but then keep it real and draw from my experiences in the past and kind of convey those to my audience. And I think my biggest weakness would be when things don't go exactly the way I envision them. You know what I mean?
Is that right?
I want more takes than I think Sam
Yeah.
would normally
Okay,
allow.
there's a little tension there.
Well, he's a
Sometimes.
perfectionist, and that's not a
Right.
bad thing.
Yeah,
So
sometimes I want to get things the
You
way
gotta-
I see them, and Sam sees that it can be done easier sometimes, you know, with less takes. So
Right, but you know what?
there's
I'm a
give
big
and take
believer
there.
that, you know, in that situation, you shoot
Yeah.
it one way, you shoot it the other, and then when you see it in the edit,
true.
it's
Right.
actually the edit will tell you which
Yeah.
way it's supposed to
Big-
go, the story is
Right.
supposed to work. So
Sometimes less is
post-production
more
guy.
too.
right. So what is your Brandon? What is your greatest weakness as a
Right.
filmmaker then?
Just my greatest weakness is taking too many takes and trying to be a perfectionist and getting things exactly the way I envision them without just letting go and seeing where it goes naturally
Right.
sometimes.
And for you, is it the same? It can't be the same.
No, okay, it's not the same. I think we complement each other there. I think sometimes I'm just too loose. You know,
Okay.
sometimes I can just see it and I think like, oh, we're not going to use that in the edit anyway or whatever. But it's a good trade-off because when we get in the editing room and we have all those clips, it's really good to have it. So
I looked on IMDb, and I didn't see you guys there.
Oh yeah, yeah. no,
Okay.
yeah.
And you've made so many films. Why don't you go out on IMDb and put your names and put the films that you've made and give some of the actors and cinematographers credit?
I mean, we were
That's
like,
going to be a task I think you should do.
probably
well, for
should.
sure.
We probably should, but I think we've left
Here's one
that-
thing is, you know, when actors first get started, it's like, do I get an IMDb credit? Do I get, you know?
Yeah, that's a big thing
you
for
know,
people,
and
I think,
my
yeah.
show, I give everybody their credits because they like to see them,
sure,
you know, and it's
for sure.
great. And here's the thing is, somebody at some point in time is going to go, you know what, we need some guys who've done some, hey man, these films out here on YouTube, they're cool, but they have no IMDb credit. How do I know about them, you know?
That's true.
And I just encourage you to go out there and create the credits because it's nothing but beneficial to you, and actors are stoked by them.
You bring up a good point, actually. I think we were going to wait for the announcement of we have a new project coming out, and I think with that
You
one,
wanna
we're
talk
gonna
about it
be-
now?
Sure, sure.
Tell me about it. Let's hear about it right
Well,
now.
I mean, there's a lot of people wanting to know how Hard Bounty is going to come to a head and how it's going to all conclude. I think.
Did you get killed? No, I
we'll
you can't tell that.
See,
Well, we have enough buzz and enough people reading about and watching our movie so far that I think we're ready to make the announcement that Hard Bounty 3 is going to be our first feature film.
right?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And so, can you tell us the premise up in advance about it?
I think you're going to see a lot of great characters come out, and then everyone's stories and backstories are all going to be, I think, more entwined, and you're going to see everything kind of come to a head. as opposed to these short episodic
It's going to
things.
start
And
with
so-
the conclusion of Hard Bounty 2 through the episodes, so it gives incentive to kind of catch up on those also.
Well, I encourage you to get out there on IMDb first.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to,
Definitely.
yeah.
And the reason
got
why
the-
sometimes, you know, you don't know what kind of spin you'll get from it.
That's true.
And you don't know what kind
That's
of
true.
financial aid you could get
Yep.
from somebody saying, they look at how many films they've made,
Right.
they are experienced, and really people who want to give money to filmmakers usually want to make certain that you know what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, we
And-
have my cousin on accounts right now. He's out there just looking for avenues for funding and also for just city, like, what's what I want to say, passes, so that because we're going to have, it's going to be a big production. We're blocking down city blocks. We're throwing
Then
everything
you-
we have. at
Okay,
it.
I understand
Everything
that.
we
You're going
have
to
at
have to get permits and stuff
Right,
like
it. All
that
that
from the
stuff.
city.
Yeah.
Sue Middleton, I think is her name. Middleton? I know her, the woman who works down there who gives away the permits.
Oh,
Actually,
that would be a good connection to have.
she wants people, even all the short film makers, she wants you to come and get permits.
Right,
and the reason
definitely.
why is they just
Yeah.
want to know. It's not
Oh,
like they want to
exactly.
stop you.
Exactly. It's a huge thing. It's a huge part of it.
Right, they want
And
to.
it's
you
common
know,
courtesy, too.
I mean,
It is
because
courtesy.
you guys are stealing locations, man.
We really are.
Yeah,
we really are.
you're just like, you know, you're guerrilla filmmakers. You get out there, you
Right.
got to do what you got to do to
This
get
is
the
true.
film made.
This is
Right,
true.
okay. No, it's exciting. So,
Yeah.
Hard Bounty 3.
Hard Bounty
It's gonna be a
3.
feature. Are you writing the feature now, or is it done?
It's pretty much completed, but there's always time to refine it and go back over things.
Oh, always. Yeah.
I think we have some lead characters already casted, but for the rest of some of the roles, we're going to be.
Right, we're keeping it loose in certain areas.
Right. So do you have a favorite screenplay that you know, an A-list Hollywood already made type screenplay?
I think Kindergarten Cop is like the best screenplay I think I've ever written.
With Arnold?
Yeah, with Arnold.
Okay.
I think anybody could have been in that movie.
Okay, but your films aren't funny. Well, they could be. I guess there's funny
Could be
things.
funny, yeah.
It could be,
So,
yeah.
how do films that you watch influence? What's your favorite genre then, Brandon?
Oh, for me, it's anything strange and different. Like,
Okay, and
makes
you?
feel off.
I just like a good story. Like I like Home Alone. It's a great movie, for sure.
So I'm seeing this Hard Bounty 3 being kind of rough but humorous at the same time, kind of like a Coen Brothers film, right?
Hopefully, I mean, just kind of keep it real. I mean, people
Right.
laugh in real life, even though
There
they're
has to be
doing-
humor in it, definitely.
Yeah, there has to be some
Yeah.
humor in it.
It's a great
Okay.
way to just weave your story together and keep people.
Okay, because I was going to
watching,
ask,
keep them
how
laughing.
does, okay, Brandon, how do the films you watch, how have they influenced you in your writing? Because you do most of the writing, I take it.
I guess there's humor in it. Like there's tragedy, but in the end, like even the bad guys sometimes not that bad. So it's just telling the story of each character in their own way, and giving value to each character.
Okay.
What a
Oh, so even like, you know, your antagonist,
Yeah,
Is,
there's
uh,
still some value to that person.
yeah, make them
They
have
shouldn't be
some
villainized
redeeming qualities,
completely.
not
Redeeming
really
qualities
just
is
be
the way to
bad.
put it, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right, and,
Yeah.
and your protagonist can't be all nice either.
Correct. Yeah.
Exactly. I think one-dimensional characters are the worst.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's what
Right.
I think. That's what sets our films apart from other people. It's just that we keep the bad guys still believable and respectable. Like you want to believe them, you want to root for them sometimes when you shouldn't. You know,
Right.
You're not supposed to.
Right. And so since you have connections with a lot of the rappers in town, have you ever thought about tapping into that talent to shoot scenes inside of bars where things are going on? Because your
Could
films
be.
lend to that.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
Like a
we
bar
have-
scene, we have to write that into Hard
Yeah,
Bounty
we
3
could
for sure.
consider
And then, you know, you can have the rappers' music in it. And, you
Could be
know,
performing almost.
I mean,
Kind of a,
It's not
I
a
don't
bad
know how
idea.
well known they are or if they're getting paid to be rappers, but they usually want their music in a film.
For
Right.
sure. I mean,
And
Lil
who does
sure
it?
we can.
Yeah, he's like
work that out,
he's the
yeah.
best you can get in Vancouver right now.
Who's that?
I don't know if you follow hip hop in Vancouver, Washington at all.
I don't follow hip hop.
You're missing out. You're missing out.
I probably am. My son would know.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's the person's name?
Lil Coon. He's the star. He's the star in one of
Oh.
our movies.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's an actual rapper, and
Yeah.
so because he had so much clout in the city, and he just seemed to have such a good following, we just threw him in the movie. And
Right.
So do you shoot this in Vancouver or Portland?
A little bit of both.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Right. So he lives in Vancouver, but he probably does most of his gigs in Portland, I would
Right.
think.
Yeah, he tours too as much as he can.
Oh, is
When
that
he's
right?
home, he
Yeah.
performs a couple bars around around
Does he have
Vancouver.
records cut or?
Yeah, singles
say
cut. I
records
think
anymore.
nowadays it's just
It's
YouTube
just,
videos
yeah,
released,
mostly SoundCloud.
and mixtapes and SoundCloud.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. But you can download them from iTunes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You can check out his. I don't know if he has iTunes, but his SoundCloud for sure.
Right. Okay. So if you guys could get an A-list actor or actress, you're gonna have to have a separate one than him. Okay. Who would it be to be in your films?
If I had to have can I pick an actor and an actress?
I want you to pick both.
I think I would choose David Duchovny and the chick who played in X-Files.
Okay.
What's her real name?
I can't think of it right now. But you're actually talking about television actors, right?
Yeah,
Instead
yeah.
of film. Okay.
Well, I
good.
think David Duchovny's done a couple of great films.
Right. But
Evolution, I think, was one of
Yeah,
them.
a lot of people come in here asking that question. They'll say Oscar-winning actors and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean that would be great. Leonardo DiCaprio in a Hard Bounty 3 would be awesome, you know. But yeah, I think David Duchovny. I think the X-Files team would be the best
Okay.
to work with.
Good.
The
And for you,
X-Files
Brandon.
team.
For sure.
I am gonna go with a A-level actor, like a Hollywood actor.
You
I'm
would.
gonna go with a
Rascal.
yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I guess Danny DeVito.
Excellent choice.
Yeah.
Excellent
He
choice.
can be kind of a creepy
Yeah.
guy
Oh
sometimes.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
He's got range, and
He's got range.
awesome.
He can be funny
yeah.
and creepy.
Yeah, Danny DeVito's. Yeah, he's my man. I'd
That'd
have
be
to go
really
with
cool.
him.
And an actress?
Oh shoot.
Okay, here's a
not
question. You
sure.
think about that. I'll come
Yeah.
back to you. If you could follow a director around, not be assistant, because that's a separate job in itself,
Just
but
like a
follow a
stalker.
director around and just kind of be their apprentice type thing, learn from
Okay.
them and stuff, who would that be?
I'd have to say Christopher Nolan.
Oh, yeah?
I think his movies are just so. It seems like it would take such coordination that it'd be almost impossible to watch and stay calm.
Right. And for you, Brandon, what director would that be?
Oh, Tim Burton. I'd like to get into his head and see what
That'd be
he's up
cool.
to.
Right.
Cool.
On a
And
daily,
maybe talk
just
to
on the
him about-
daily. Yeah.
Does he do his own writing? I think he works
Tim
with
Burton.
another writer.
Yeah,
Sure
I'm,
he
I'm
does.
sure
There's
he
a lot of
collaborates.
ideas.
Yeah, but I'd like to see what his daily life was like.
Probably a little strange, I would think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you both this, though. What do you consider the elements of we'll start with you, Sam, of a good film, and then again, a great film?
I think the ending is a good movie. That's a really important part of any good movie.
Okay.
Is an ending, and then a great film is characters.
Okay. And for you, Brandon?
I think a good film makes you think about things, but a great film makes you feel about the movie a certain way when it's over. Like it leaves you with a lingering feeling, like some sort of emotion.
Where would you like to see your film, your company? Where would you like to see it in 5 years?
Doing the same thing, making these little short films, short videos,
Okay.
doing the same thing, having fun with it.
Okay, so since you do acting, what roles would you like to have?
Oh boy, I would love to explore the villain more, different avenues of that. And who doesn't want to be a hero from time to time either, you know?
It's true.
Yeah, but
This is
sometimes
true.
the anti-hero.
The anti-hero, yeah.
There you go.
There
right.
you go.
Yeah.
Okay, since you guys make your own
niche.
films, what advice do you have for someone trying to get started doing it? You guys have just done it on your own, got out there and did it.
Just pick up a camera and go out and do it. Like, have fun with it.
Okay.
Take chances, because right now we live in a time where anybody can put anything on the internet. So just get out there and have fun with it and see what you can do with it.
All right. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so where do you hope to see yourself, Sam, in 5 years?
I think doing the same thing, but just on a grander scale.
Right?
You know, maybe working on Hard Bounty 5 would be good. Would be good.
You never know.
And I'm trying to break into. I think some local commercials would be nice.
Yeah, you can make some
Yeah.
money there.
Maybe.
That'd
we'll
be
see.
great.
We'll see.
And for you, where would you like to see yourself, Brandon, in 5 years?
Just building the company, doing the same thing, but just building it up. Like, I like the short films. I like the YouTube style channel shorts. I want to continue that.
Right.
As
Well, I
best I
think that,
can.
there's going to be with Amazon and some of the others, there's going to be much more films and stuff like that that you watch online,
Right.
rather than pay, maybe even paying a few dollars to watch a good film online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you know what, here's the thing: is there was somebody I was talking to the other day about starting a channel, and
Oh yeah.
well, there's actually more than one person with
A movement.
paid paid thing, where you pay and you get to watch the films every month.
That'd be cool. As long as there was enough content coming out, enough films to keep people watching, I think that'd be really cool.
Well, here's the thing: is if you're going to do that, you have to think of the foreign markets. Yeah, because that's where a lot of the viewership would come
Right.
from.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've noticed about Hard Bounty is, I think it would be great for the Asian markets. They kind of like
We've
that.
been told that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like
Yeah,
that.
you're not the
So
first
that's
one
why I
to
wanted to
mention
tell you is, I don't know how you'd market to them. So,
Right.
do you guys have a Facebook page for
Yeah,
it?
there's a Facebook page. Yeah.
Right, so people can go out there and look at that.
Mhm, yeah, I
And
think-
you encourage people to email you with questions?
Please
yeah.
do. Please
do.
email us.
Yeah, please do.
But if you're interested in trying to be an extra or, I guess just get your hands on a camera and hang out with us, more than welcome.
Right, and help. Yeah, that's how you learn. So, what's next besides Hard Bounty 3?
I think that's pretty much our main project. That's our
Right,
that's
yeah,
all
you're
the
focusing
focus,
on
Yeah,
that.
you can't attack a
all-
feature film and have stuff on the side. So
Right, so, are you going to be auditioning for that? Like you said, you've already
yeah.
got some main characters.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, we'll definitely have auditions and we'll keep you posted for sure.
Okay, yeah, and not only that, well, do you want some actors to, are you going to post on
Absolutely.
Facebook?
Absolutely,
Or,
yeah.
there's the Portland actor page where you can post when you start to, I encourage you to do that. But also, if actors are watching this,
Yes,
would
please.
you like them to email you?
Oh yes.
Please
do.
email us.
Please do.
For
You
sure.
want to hear about
yeah.
that, okay. Anyway,
Headshots and reels and stuff.
Right.
We love taking a look at that stuff.
Okay, we're running out of time here at Portland Film Beat. I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Sam and Brandon for being here. I want to thank my executive producer, Carol Poland. She does a wonderful job. I want to thank the director, Ellery Nelson. I want to thank the whole staff down here at TVC TV for all the help they give me. I want to additionally thank the entire staff down at PCM TV for all the great help that they give me as well. And until next time on Portland Film Beat, shoot for the silver screen.
Thanks, Carol.